Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Cindy here from CLB Craft Creations with our Pinterest inspired card for this week. It is up late and I apologize. It's just been kind of crazy and hectic in my house, and so things are a little bit behind. But this is the card that I am recreating, and I'm actually making it more of a fall theme because I'm going to make it into a sunflower. This is actually a card by Don McVeigh from Paper Tray Inc. So this is definitely not a Stampin' Up! Image or product. However, I do have something similar and thought that it would be easy to recreate. So what you're going to need is your Festive Flower Punch, and I'm going to be using this petal here and then also this one here. And then for my sentiment, I'm going to use the One Big Meaning. I'm going to use the One Tiny Word with One Big Meaning and Thanks. Our card base is a piece of Whisper White, and you could also use Very Vanilla in this case if you wanted to, but I wanted the flower to pop off of there. So I have this in a top folding portrait size card, which is cut at 4¼ by 11, and it is scored at 5½ to make our standard size card. I'm going to leave that open for right now because I want to go ahead and stamp my sentiment, get that done. I'm going to be using Early Espresso, and make sure I've got this going in the right direction. This is a very big stamp and the words are very solid. The word thanks is very solid, so I want to make sure I get enough ink on there. Okay, and then I'm just going to put that up here in the top left of my card. Give that a second for all that ink to transfer. There we go. Okay, and we can get that out of the way. Pretty much, I mean, that's all we're really stamping. You could certainly stamp something on the inside if you wanted. Okay, so I'm using Daffodil Delight for our petals today, and I also have a 2-inch square of Early Espresso to make the center of our flower. And I have cut down my my Daffodil Delight into 1-inch strips, going from top to bottom. So this is 1 inch by 11, and I was able to get all of the petals that I needed out of 2 strips. And then I also cut a strip at 3/4 by 11 and cut out the center piece. I've got all of these aside here, but I'm going to show you real quick how to do this. So 3/4 of an inch fits perfectly in the center to make these, and that's what I did for that. So turn your punch over. You want to take your 1-inch strip and you want to slide it in here, and you want to put it at an angle. So basically you want to line the top of your petal up here in that top corner, and you want to have it at an angle. And if you do this and then you make sure that the whole thing is in there, you'll have a little overhang over here. But if you do that and then give it a punch, you'll get something that looks kind of like that. Okay, and then if you just keep going down at an angle the whole way down, I was able to get 11 out of each strip. And some of them were a little bit more than the others, but if you just go in and you just line that up, so see, now I can see that that is not lined up, but I just want to bring it down just enough so that it clears the next one, and punch again. And there I go, I've got another. And then with the center one, you just go straight down. You'll get these little X's, but you basically are getting 2 petals out of this one. So you're going to go ahead and do that, and you're going to punch out, I believe that I ended up with either 18, I think 16 or 18, but I went ahead and punched 2 full strips, which gave me 22, plus the 4 for the smaller petals that I did in the front. Okay, so to get started, you can use your snail, you can use glue dots, you can use whichever adhesive you like. Now here's the first one I did, and I didn't feel like it had enough petals here, so I wanted to come out a little bit further like the Pinterest inspired card. So I'm going to go a little bit further out. I'm going to go ahead and just use snail right now. Once I get this first layer down, I will probably speed this up so that you don't have to sit and watch me layer all of these petals, because that would be quite boring. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually make this one, so I'm going to put my first petal, I'm going to put it on halfway, so I'm going to have to cut it, but what I'm doing is I want to make sure that this is actually covered, so it's solid there. And then you could do the same thing up here with your final piece so that you know where you want to end, or you could just start layering them on top of each other, whichever you're more comfortable with. So I'm going to layer this. I want to obviously I'm going kind of in an arc here. If you want to give yourself something as a visual guide to lay those down, and actually that might be a little bit too much on top. So you just want to layer them just a little bit on top of each other so that you get a nice full flower. Because we're going to then build them up going all the way across. So I'm trying to eyeball where I want this. Now I also have the pointy end at the top of mine. You can use the more rounded end if you'd like. But I'm just doing these just so that they overlap just a little bit. And hopefully when I get to the other side, I will have one that, okay, so I'm not all the way over, but I'm going to go ahead and I think that's okay. So now I've got my arc there. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to now just continue layering all the way down. Okay, so now I've got 3 rows of those larger petals, and I'm going to come in with my my center petals, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually fold them up and then fold them at an angle so that it makes 2 petals. Okay, and then I'm just going to secure that with a glue dot in the center. So just put it on the inside of one of the petals. Okay. And then I'm just going to put another glue dot on there. And then I'm just going to come in here and put those in. And actually, if you wanted, you could avoid putting the early espresso on altogether. But I like the way that the brown looks. So we're just going to finish these up. Okay, so that time I only used 3. I had originally used 4. And then I'm going to just put in my little circle there. So I'm only going to add adhesive to half of it because I know it's going to come off of the page. So then you just want to cover up any additional white that you have on there. You could also put this on with a dimensional if you wanted. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut off anything that I have overhanging. Lots of layers there. And now I have my little sunflower poking out there. And if you wanted to add the details like I did on this one, just bring in your white gel pen and just put in some fairly random dots. Just kind of doing the perimeter, and then I'll go back in and stagger till I get well, these don't look all that staggered at this point. And there you go. Give you a little quicker. That's a little bit more of the dots than I would have preferred, but there is our Pinterest inspired card for this week. Thank you for bearing with me and for your patience in my timeline. I hope that you liked today's card project. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment, and I will be back with another video soon. Thanks.